Hello, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm joined by Alex. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name's Alex. I'm a producer slash rapper, and yeah, I mean, my whole goal in life is just to kind of like make people happy.
Are you ready for the interview?
Fuck no, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm ready.
So just starting off with question number one, a very easy one. What do you do and what convinced you to pursue it?
Well, I do music, as I mentioned. The reason why I do it is just it's just the first thing that stuck out to me as a kid. I remember I would listen to music and it wasn't just like music. It was like bigger. Like it would hit me differently for some reason. Like every time I'd listen to something, it would like spark so much inspiration and like motivation. And I don't know. I couldn't explain it. And as I went on with life and as I carried on listening to music, before I even considered making it, I just dug deep and started listening to all these old rappers and, or just try to listen to all the musicians I can, you know. Like a couple years ago, I wanted to learn stuff about music so bad. I actually I actually watched a whole Beethoven documentary, and it was like an hour and 40 minutes, and it's stuff that you would watch in school. But I decided I needed to watch it, and I watched it. That's how like involved I was with music, and ever since then, it's just become a huge part of my life. And sometimes it would be the only reason I kept on going, and so it's just a huge part. And I don't know, it just inspires me. It's just so inspirational and touching. Like it gives you unexplainable feelings. It's like some stuff that happens with music is just so unexplainable, and I love it. So that's kind of.
I respect that passion as a fellow music producer and a fellow artist. I respect that drive and I respect that idea of grind. You know what I mean? But what are your inspirations in day-to-day life?
Hmm. Day to day life. I love. I have inspirations that like I think about every day that motivate me, and then I have like little things that I'll go about my day and see that inspire me. So one of the little things is just like if I can meet somebody that is on the same playing field as me when it comes to either music or just life in general. If I can talk to somebody and they're like super calm and just like dope vibes, that's kind of that inspires me, to keep on going. When I meet other people that like are kind of like similar to me, and they tell me their stories, and we have deep life conversations. That's one of the little inspirations. One of the big inspirations is like past family members that have passed away, or friends that have died, and stuff like that. Not just inspires me to keep on going, but it's just like I have to keep on going for them, because they're not gonna be able to experience life. They either died early or just died in general. I gotta, you know, I gotta take every day as a blessing. So that kind of inspires me every day, kind of, in a way.
Yeah, that's actually some really valid points there, and I kind of can relate to that, to shortcomings in life. Um, do you mind if I move on to the next question?
Yeah.
What demoralizes you when you try to commit to your passion?
What do you mean by demoralize? What do you mean by that? I'm not a big boy. I don't know about those big words.
Demoralize meaning what drags you down from committing to your passion?
Um, there'll be moments in time where people tell me I'm not gonna succeed, or I should go and put my eggs in another basket, and people say, "Oh no, it's just a smart thing," but for me, it's not. This is everything for me, and I'm not wasting any ounce of energy on anything else. Like, and when people tell me, like, "Oh, you gotta be careful," da da, I don't like that. Like, I need that ride or die support. I need somebody to be like, "Nah, you got it, just go," even if they don't completely believe in it. I just need to hear it. And when people do the opposite of it, it kind of like takes me away from my passion. It just unmotivates me, especially if it's a family member. Or recently I've looked into colleges for music, and I probably won't attend any. Well, I don't know right now, but while looking through music colleges, a lot of people will tell me, "Nah, go to community college," you know and I don't like that when somebody questions my commitment to something. You know, my counselor actually told me, he's like, you should go to community college because you're not good with academics. You know, you don't commit. You're lazy. Da da da. Right? And he's right. Towards school, I am, but what he doesn't know is that the reason why I'm so bad at academics is because I'm putting so much work into music. And so it's like that takes me away when people like that think they know what they're saying, or they tell me, nah, you should go to community college because you need to learn what work is, like how to, like, no, like, that takes me away. It's just not motivating. Like, people self-project, people will tell me, oh, you shouldn't do that. Nah, you can't. They say that to themselves, that's what they tell themselves, and I don't like that. We're not the same person, everybody's built different. Don't put, it might work for you, you might tell yourself that, and it might work for you, but don't tell me that. I'm a whole different person with a whole different set of things, and I don't need you trying to force your like whole life onto me, like your whole life, like I don't like that. Don't do that. Like, I got ways I work, like, that takes away.
Yeah. And again, I have nothing but respect for you when it comes to that commitment, because I was told the same thing. I was always told that like music just might not be my thing. And then when my parents and my other family members found out that like music is something I really find passionate about, I started showing them my music, and they were like, well, maybe music might be your thing, And leading to the next question, I think you kind of already answered that with that last response, but how do you overcome those challenges?
I overcome those challenges by looking at the people that do inspire me and do push me forward and tell me, to keep on going, I have people that do motivate me, though there are very few. I do respect them, and it's enough for me to keep on going. And I have me. I have a huge chip on my shoulder. There's nothing. Music is everything. If I don't have music, there's no reason for me to be here. It's the only thing I'm going for. Only thing. It's literally my life's work. I will not ever drop music. It's forever music. My parents could walk in here right now and tell me, stop doing music or you're kicked out. I would be homeless. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't flinch, because I already know the answer. Music is everything to me, and it always will be something for me. Like, that's how I overcome it. Just thinking like that. That thinking, I'm a riskful person. I'm going to fail a ton. But the thing about failing is the more you fail, the more you learn. And I'm ready to learn a lot, so I'm up for it. And, just honestly myself, I try to push myself through it as much as I can. I have people that have passed away. My friend Tyler, he died early, died in a house fire. And like, I'll be thinking about, sometimes I'll like, do I keep on going with this? There'll be moments, and I'll think about him, whatever he was passionate about, he can't keep on going with no more. He's dead, he's gone. Never gonna experience love, his true love. He's never gonna experience what it feels like to hold his kid, or walk his, daughter down the aisle. I'll never know any of that, or like, it's just like that inspires me. Like, I can't stop, I gotta keep on going. I gotta do it for him. If I can't do it for me, I gotta do it for him. I gotta keep on going, because I know that's what he would want. So like, stuff like that pushes me to keep on, that pushes me through those challenges.
Yeah, that again, I keep saying it over and over, but it's literally just the truth. I have an immense amount of respect for the way you think and your thought process.
Thank you.
And you said his name was Tyler, right?
Yeah, his name is Tyler.
Rest in peace to brother Tyler, man. Rest in peace. Sleep easy, I guess, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you affected by other people's opinions when you try to express your love for what you do?
For sure. The people that tell me these things are people I'm trying to inspire. On the other hand of that, I'm trying to motivate them, and then they tell me things that don't motivate me, and it definitely does affect me all the time. But it's something I work on, something I make, try to limit. I would be lying if I said it doesn't. But what people say about you says more about them. And so every time somebody says anything to me, regardless, I think about that. What people say about you says more about them. Somebody walks up to me and says, "Oh, you look great today. I love your eyes." What people say about you says more about them. That means they're a beautiful person, But if somebody walks up to you that, "Oh, you're ugly. You need to quit. That just shows they're ugly, not me, So that's what I think about, when it comes to that.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good idea and a really good mindset to have when you're in social predicaments like that, where people are projecting their own feelings to help cope with their own. We're gonna get into the deep stuff now, is that okay?
sure. Let's go.
Do you love yourself?
Um, yes and yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, because I'm content with what I wake up to in the mirror. When it comes to physical, when it comes to mental, there's a lot of things I gotta improve on, and a lot of things I'm not happy with myself. So I don't always love myself. You know, I blame myself too much. I blame myself for everything. You know, I don't show it and I don't act on it, but it definitely affects me. And there's times where I don't love myself. There's times I do. I don't know. It's very confusing for me. Um, I don't know. It's just, a lot of times I don't. I'm very like emotionally harmful to myself. Like, I feel like it's my fault that I don't have like somebody I can hold at night. I feel like that's my fault. And so that can result to me not loving myself, or I feel like I let people down. Even though I'm doing what I love, I feel like that's not what they want. And even if they want that, even if it doesn't really matter what they want, but at the end of the day, it still affects me because some of the people that think that way are my parents, and it's just that's hard to like process, and I blame myself for it sometimes. So yeah, I do. For the most part, I do love myself. I have to learn how to love myself so I can love others. So yeah, I definitely work on myself.
Of course. And I mean, again, it's that idea that love is a really complex idea that not everyone understands. It's just a feeling you have, and you really only know that you have love or you feel love when you're experiencing it. So it's really really strange. But that kind of leads into the next question as well, as what is your definition of love?
Love is, to me, there's different areas of it. Like for me, if like I can say I love you and I mean it, but I have different levels to it sometimes. Like if it'll mean more if I'm talking to a girlfriend. But if then actually nah. Love is something that when I experience it with somebody, at least it's like I can't explain it. If like the level of how much I care for you or how much you like make me happy, that's when I it's like an unexplainable feeling. Like love, in my opinion, there's not really a definition for me. It's just that I know I love somebody when I can't explain the feeling I have for them. That is when I use the word love, when it's an unexplainable feeling.
Of course. And I think you've already answered this question, but is love only intimacy?
No, no. I feel like I love my friends. Like, yeah, there's friends that I care about too. I say I love you to everybody.
Have you ever experienced love in your own definition?
Yes, I have. I have experienced love, but a lot of times, it's very iffy with the person I do experience it with. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
I mean, not everything is perfect, trial and error. But the
Mm-hmm.
greatest thing you can do is if just like you said earlier, you fail and you learn, or you don't fail. I guess that's what I always say. You fail and you learn. Everything should be a
Yeah.
learning experience. But next question is a little bit interesting. But what are your thoughts on reality right now?
Um, Reality, just craziness, like just insanity. Just it's all over the place. Like my reality is something that is overwhelming to me. I'll have like major anxiety from some of it. Like there's so much that hits me at once sometimes. I'm like, bro, what is this? Like sometimes I'll be like, what is the universe trying to tell me? Like, why me? It's like weird because sometimes the timings of certain events will be so random. Like right when I start being happy or start enjoying a moment, something will come up right then, you know? And it's like so weird. I'm like, what? There's no way. Like, and it happens all the time. So like reality is just crazy. I don't know. Just all over the place.
Thought reoccurs in your head as of recently.
Hmm. Am I gonna be able to? Am I ever gonna wake up wake up next to somebody and look over and think, wow, like that person's real, like that's what's recurring in my head.
It seems like you take love to kind of this whole extra level in a way, and it's actually really interesting. We'll have to, maybe we can do a second part sometime and get a little bit more in depth on that.
Yeah, I mean, something I can add on to right now is like, for me, like I can never ever understand why people just mess around. Like as a rap, even I'm a rapper, you know. Like obviously I haven't posted anything, but I rap, I write, you know, and I can never see how another artist could go around and mess with like 500 girls. Like the Blueface says something along the lines of like he has sex with like over like hundreds of bitches over the course of like months, and I'll be like, I thought about it, how, like love for me, that is too important. Like I feel like me doing that would be taken away from the moment, you know, taking away that experience with somebody else, you know. Because think about, for Blueface, think about all the girls he goes through that randomly wake up next to him and be like, oh, I actually love you, and he's like, nah, I'm trying to mess around. Like that, he builds up a tolerance with saying no to girls, like cutting people, you know what I mean? I can't, you know, I don't like that. Like I feel like that's leading on, like that's messed up in a way, so I don't do it. And I take that, I could never, you know. I value it so much more. Like love is just, I know what I it's just so insane. I take it to a huge level. I'm very emotional. I don't think too much. I don't value my thoughts. I value my emotions. So I take love to like extreme level. I'm ride or die. I throw in everything, you know, as much as I can. I throw in, you know, and if that person can't throw it back in, you know, then you know that breaks me. Yeah, no, that breaks me, you know. Like I just gave you all of this, and I've, you know, it's almost like, why waste my time? Like that, it's just like, it breaks my heart because I expect somebody to nurture me too, you know. I want somebody to unconditionally love me. I want somebody to throw all their chips in with me. I want it to be Bonnie and Clyde, you know. Like I want a girl
you want
to
that
do
classical shit is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
you want that
I want some
situation.
60s love story. That's what I want. And I don't know if it's a bad thing.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. I feel like nowadays society has kind of turned that idea away as like oh yeah, everyone has to be hard, everyone has to be this and that, you know, everyone has to be constantly like hard flexing, when in reality we all just want that 60s relationship type vibe, straight out the black and white, or you know what I mean, straight out the movies, all that good shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would want. Picnics, sitting under the stars.
Hey girls, hit my boy up. Moving into the next question. In social situations, how do you think others perceive you?
Annoying.
Fair
Very
enough.
annoying. I don't know
Fair enough.
why. It just gets to me. I feel like I'm so annoying. And like, I don't know why. I can ramble on a lot. Like I'm a big ranter. I rant too much. Like I'll get off on a tangent on a random subject and I'll just keep on going. But when it comes to like, if that doesn't happen though, and it's more like I'm keeping content, I'm chilling, I don't know. I mean, a lot of times I feel like people think I'm ugly. On the other hand of things, a lot of times I feel like people are either jealous or like, jealous of like the way I think. Like basically everything we've talked about. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to like come to terms with themselves to this type of level I'm on. Like when I have a problem, like I write. I go in a journal and I write. You know, I get to the point to where I sit down, no music, all lights turned off, and I just sit there and think for a moment and gather my thoughts and think about what I need to do. You know, I'm very in touch with myself, and I feel like some people can be jealous of that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not jealous, but maybe envious, or sometimes I'll feel like people will want to be in the place I'm in sometimes when it comes to music, or I don't know. I don't ever feel really loved by people. I feel like a lot of people just judge me without knowing me. Like, for example, there was this time I went on Instagram and I joined this random classmate's Instagram live, and him and his buddy were playing Fortnite. You know, I hate Fortnite, so, but anyways, they were playing Fortnite, and they were talking about how the Instagram live was messing up and how they, you know, wish they could, go on Twitch and everything. We talked about Twitch and PC stuff and everything. I'm like, I'm on a PC, so I can help you. If you ever need help, being a nice guy, right? Just offering. And the classmate, right, that I have that goes to my school, he asked his buddy, "Oh, how do I mute Instagram Live? I gotta tell you something, right?" And then he said Alex Garcia, and he started talking about me. But then as he's talking about me, he muted, talking trash, like judge, like hella judgment. I don't know him. I've never ran in the hallway and had a conversation with him. I've never spoken more than like 4 sentences to this man, and he is already, talking mad crap. He was muted for like a whole 2-3 minutes, and he was just going, and that's just so messed up. I don't know him, like why?
Yeah, I think
Like,
that's...
he saw me or he heard something from somebody else about me, and he took that to extremes and didn't care. How do you do that? How do you just judge somebody like that?
people
Like, I get it. If you look at me and say I'm ugly, I do that. I'm not gonna lie. I do that with people. I do that with people all the time. That's fine. That's just, funny meme stuff. I don't take that to heart. But more when it comes to like me as a person, you're talking about my personality and stuff. Like, I've never shaken your hand. I don't know you. You've never talked to me. I'm sitting here and being, like caring to you about your like dumb Fortnite streaming stuff. Like, and I'm trying to help you randomly as a nice guy, and you're judging me. The first thing you think to do is just judge me. And that is how I feel. Like, I feel like everyone in my school sits there and looks at me and is like, "Oh, Alex, I'm not the typical person. I wear over-the-ear headphones. I wear black Air Forces. I just do what I like. I show people that I'm passionate about music. I tell everybody, I'm very like, if you see me walking in the hallway and I'm listening to Logic and that one song comes on, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna bop a little bit, Like, I like that. I don't care. If only I have like a chip on my shoulder. If anything, I do it on purpose so that people that don't like it get pissed. I love that feeling. I love it when people get mad about, like, I love it because they can't do nothing about it.
Yeah,
That's how I feel. In most
it's like
situations, it's that as a whole.
It's just rubbing it in, to be honest, in a way. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, kind of just be like, haha, you can't get to me, And if you do get to me, it's like, kind of, why would you? Like, that's kind of effed up. But I mean, I just kind of vibe. I don't know.
Since you already answered the how do you perceive yourself, which is going to be the next question, I'm just going to skip to the question after that. Do you think being hurt gives you the right to hate?
No, not at all. You should. For me, every time I'm hurt, I take that and turn it into love for somebody, or teaching, or or I'll use it as like a, I have a friend, his name's Nick, and he's like 2 years younger than me, and every time I get a chance to, I make sure to let him know like certain life experiences I've had, or just talk to him and let him know he's not alone for certain things. So if somebody hurts me, I take that as a, that sucks. I hate that, but I can put that in the music and other people. So I will take the bullet if I can help somebody. I'm fine with that.
Number 16, do you believe in luck or destiny?
I feel like you control your destiny. You go wherever you want to go, I feel like luck. I feel like a lot of people, when you work for things, some certain things can be luck, but I feel like we mix luck with like, I feel like sometimes be like, oh, it's so lucky I met you, but I feel like your decisions led you to that, your own decisions led you to that. How is that lucky? So sometimes I don't believe in luck. Like, I've had connections with some people, and they'll be like, oh, it's so crazy, it's so lucky that I met you. No, I went through this person, talked to that person, made friends with this person, and then ran into you. That's not luck. That's just me progressing, and evolving, and eventually I run into you. I guess you can call it luck. I don't consider that luck. Luck is when you go to the lottery machine, you pull that little arm down, and 777. That's luck.
Yeah,
that's not. So yes, but kind of no. Not really. I mean, I don't know.
So you've kind of split up luck as either the odds are against you and you still win instead of you basically value hard work more than luck, is what it sounds like.
No matter what kind of luck you get, if you want to get somewhere, you can get there. You don't need luck to help you. You can get there without luck.
But luck definitely helps. I'll say that right now.
Definitely. Oh, definitely helps. There's some lucky situations. Like, there is luck when it comes to connections. Like, for music, right? I could join, Logic stream, put a message in there, and he sees it or something, which he wouldn't. That's chances that happen is so low. But like luck, hey, if I get lucky, So, luck is a thing, but I just tend not to live by it.
A bit of a deep question. You don't have to answer it if you want. Are bonds meant to last forever?
I feel like forever. Hmm. What's that quote that you have on your Instagram? I think we should get into that
Yeah.
because you were talking about it earlier. But I feel like forever, the only thing that's forever is you. Okay? That's all I gotta say. As much as I can be human right now and tell you that, yeah, for sure, no. The reality is most likely no. We don't know. That question is complicated, but I know one thing that is forever: you, yourself, your love with yourself. You don't love you need people need to value their love for themselves more than their love for others, because the more you love yourself, the more capable you are of loving somebody else. The more you learn, the more you teach yourself how to evolve, how to get through mental situations, how to get through breakups or failures. The more you teach yourself how to do that, the more you can teach others how to do that. The more you can help others, the more you can love others. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the more comfortable you can be with somebody else, and the more comfortable that person's with you. So the only thing that's forever in this whole entire world is you and your experience with yourself. That's the only thing that's forever, in my opinion. Obviously, something else could be forever. If you get lucky, you could be married to somebody for 50 years. Not lucky. I mean, you can work towards it.
Isn't forever.
But yeah, so nothing, in my opinion, no. The only thing that's forever is you.
I know this is your interview, but you did ask, and the quote that I say a lot is forever is a word to describe memories, not people.
Yeah. I agree with that too. But yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. Forever is only with yourself, in my opinion.
And that's very respectable, because you are a very workhorse mindset driven person. So
I want to take as many people with me as I can, but at the end of the day, in reality, I think it's just me,
Of course,
but
yeah.
I feel feeling I want to help as many people and bring as many people. I want them to be forever, but you grow apart, people grow apart. So
What is your purpose?
As of right now, I feel like my purpose is to create and spread love and positivity to as many people as I can. And that's the purpose right now for me, is just to be as positive as I can with certain things, or if I'm not positive, be as helpful as I can with my negatives in life, and just be able to just spread happiness and positivity and let people, they're not alone when they're sad.
Of course, and that's actually a really good mindset to have as well. Are emotions required for everyday life?
Yeah, for me, yeah. For sure, everything, I go off of emotion. Sometimes people would tell me probably I go off of too much emotion. I'm not good at thinking when it comes to certain situations. I go off of emotion, and it can be a great thing, but it can be a horrible thing.
Well,
But
then,
yes,
to
for sure.
piggyback off that question, how do your emotions alter your choices?
Even if something is working, for example, a good example of this would be there was this person I met one time through a Discord server, and he'd been making beats for 5 years, and he knew what he was doing, but he was a complete asshole. And he sold beats for that reason, because he could never have any connections unless it was based off of his skill in music. He was not a nice person. So if I took emotion out, oh my God, you need to work with him, right? It would benefit you more if you build a good connection with this guy, but I don't like him. Emotions interfere, I can't work with you, I'm sorry. Music's more, I don't care how good you can be on FL and Ableton, it's more about the energy you put forward. And emotion-wise, I can't have you in my circle, So that is a good example of how emotion interferes for me.
I think you know this as well as a person who makes music. The energy is everything when it comes to music. The energy and the vibe that you put out.
Energy is more important than your lyrics.
Of course, yeah.
I tell people that all the time. It does not matter. Forget what you have done. I'm trying to look at what you can do. I don't care what you have done. I don't care about your numbers. That doesn't show me anything. I don't care if you have 1 million views or 0. You can still just be as great as anybody else.
Yeah,
That's about what your outlook on it and your energy towards it and your passion towards it. I had a huge passion before I had a lot of skill, or a lot of Yeah, and so
I mean, skill comes
I
from
look at
passion
yeah,
too. You have to remember that
and that's what I look at.
any and all skills come from passion and this desire to create and do. But moving on to the next question, how do you accept the idea of death?
The way I accept it is as I go through with trying to help people and everything, I know that sometimes I'll tell certain people my feelings or advice, and I know that right now it might not affect them, but if something happens to me, you know, and say I get in an accident or something happens, I know that what I said might not hit in that moment, but afterwards, if I die or something, then it will, you know, and I make sure that, hey, maybe right now it might not seem like they care or may not seem like they're listening, but you know, just in case, make sure you say it anyways because you never know one day when you'll go, and then that advice turns into their lifestyle. You never know, you know, and so I take it as that. I'm accepting,
Of
you
course.
know, every single day I live it as much as I can, and I do as much as I can with it, and that's why most of the times I'm in my room producing, or I'm in my room having conversations with people on Discord, spreading love and positivity, trying to help as many people as I can out, is because I know one day I could go tomorrow, and I need to make sure that, you know, I can affect people after I'm gone. If I can't help somebody or if I can't teach somebody something through my life after I'm gone, then I failed. So that is how I'm accepting of death. I'm fine with it.
And that's also, I keep saying it over and over and over, but that's a really good idea and a really good way to kind of almost appreciate death in a way. But moving on to the next question, do you believe all good things must come to an end?
Um, All good things must come to an end. No. No. Yeah. With my experiences, I feel like not all good things must, but you should always keep in mind that good things can come to an end. You know, I feel like all good things don't have to come to an end. A good thing is no, actually no. Think about that because of music for me. You know, no, not all good things have to come to an end because music was a great thing and definitely has not come to an end. Obviously, I can say that and people can tell me I'm biased, but for the most part, I mean, it hasn't. And I've been doing this for, you know, I haven't, you know, through my whole life, I haven't been working obviously towards music in the literal sense, but, you know, indirectly, my whole life I've been working towards music, you know, listening in the car to the radio stations, you know, listening to Slum Village and Jay Dilla and digging through iTunes to find those artists. I mean, that was all work I put in for music, and that is a great thing, right? And it hasn't come to an end yet, and it's been years and years and years. So that's a great example of not really, you know? No, not all good things have to come to an end, but keep an open mindset to something that might come to an end that's good, you know?
Yeah,
You never know.
and that positive attitude toward it as well, because the end is something that a lot of people fear, and the fact that you can kind of, especially related to the last question, you see the better in an ending. To be honest, you see the ending as a new start, and that's a really cool idea to have. And I wish people, you know, more people had that idea.
Yeah, for sure.
So just with the next question, you don't have to answer this because this is a bit of a personal question, but where are you going in life?
Well, right now, there's a lot of things I want to improve on, a lot of things I want to work on. There's
If
a lot
you'd
of
like
things that
to,
are affecting me.
if you'd like to talk about those, you can. If not, again, it's completely personal, but it's all up to you.
Like right now, I have a lot of anxiety that I deal with, and a lot of people that affect me that I keep around or I keep too close. And you know, I want to help people, and so it can be hard for me to cut somebody off. Or sometimes I'll value other people more than me. Just recently, like it sounds silly, but I've learned that I'm a human being too. You know, in relationships, you know, with friends, and you know, sometimes women. Because a lot of people manipulate me, or you know, I'll be like, oh, they matter, and I'll forget that I matter too. Like, what do you mean? You know, sometimes I'll forget to defend myself. I just let it hit me because I feel like, oh, they're right. They're right. They're not always right, and that's a problem I deal with that I need to work on. And my music, I'm not always the best. You know, I'm really good at making myself look pretty. You know, there's a lot of things that, and producing wise, I need to work on and evolve on, and it's just What was the question again? I forgot about it. I forgot the question. Wait.
You're all good. Where are you going in life?
So coming forward with that, I want to keep on progressing and keep on evolving. You know, if there's this thing I've heard from X that if you're evolving physically and you're not evolving mentally, you're doing it the wrong way. You're doing something wrong, and I live by
Read
that.
that X, honestly.
I live by that. Everything I know right now comes from him. Every piece of knowledge I know is him. He showed me more than anybody ever could, and
Yeah.
and I use that as a motivator for my own life. I'm gonna keep on going, and I'm gonna keep on going, and just push forward. Right now, there's a lot of things that have knocked me down, really hard knocked me down, and it sucks. It really does suck. School, people, girls, friends, family, all that is just, it can affect me majorly. But you know, as much as I don't want to accept it, I'm gonna get it through. I'm gonna get through it, and once I do get through it, I'm gonna show all these people what I can really do, and that's where I'm going with life. I'm gonna be positive about it. I'm going somewhere, you know.
Yeah. That again, I've said this so many times, but your mindset and your perspective is really beautiful, and I hope you maintain that mindset.
Yeah.
But just moving on to the next question. Do you believe you're a product of your environment?
Yes, for sure. For sure, you're not a product. No, you're not always a product to your environment, but your environment has a huge effect on you. Huge effect on people. I have so many things that I deal with because of my environment. A lot. Almost every problem I have comes from my environment. Everything. So yes, I feel like you are, in my experiences. Because every problem I have comes from the people that either raised me or that are around me right now. And yes, it sucks. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only good egg out of all the rotten ones in my family. And that, you know, sucks because I have nobody to look to, you know. My father has, you know, there's some things, man. And that, and it can hit, you know. Honestly, I'm going through stuff right now. Like, I'm too scared to say certain things right now because
And
you never
okay.
know.
I'd actually
And
rather,
so,
if something's a little too private for you, I'd rather you keep it private because again, the whole
not
point
really
is,
private
you know,
for me, but you never know, right? You never know who's gonna see. But you know that can affect, and it's just, I don't know. It's like I said, I'm too scared sometimes to say certain things to certain people. But yeah, no, my dad is
100%
definitely.
okay. Don't feel pressure to
Yeah.
just say anything at all. But just moving on to the last question we have for the night. Did these questions make you think any differently about yourself?
Not really, but it, you know, it's a good reminder of where I'm at. You know, sometimes I'll be going through the motions of life, you know, and I forget to take a break and like reevaluate things. So this is a good break, real quick, to like, you know, think about certain things and, you know, refresh what I'm trying to do. Because sometimes you can get lost and off track. You know, it's good to put yourself back on track. You know.
Yeah, that's very, very true. But I appreciate your time, Alex. Would you like to shout yourself out and maybe give a final message?
My final message would be, hey, if you're going through anything in life, just know that you're not alone in that feeling. There's always somebody else out there that can, you know, help you or, you know, express their similarities with you and express that you're not alone. You're never alone, you know. And when you do feel alone, use that as a good thing. You know, when you're alone, take that time to be alone. Take it because you need it. You know, like, learn more about yourself. Try to rethink things, you know, improve, look at your failures, learn from them. Take time. When you're alone, you're not supposed to stay alone. You're supposed to, you know. So remember that, and remember there's people out there that can help you. You're never alone in the sense of, you know, with others. There's always somebody else that's going through something similar to you, and it's good to remind yourself that. And yeah, I mean, hey, if you're somebody I know, you ever need anything, you hit me up, you know, and I can do as much as I can for you. But besides that, I mean, I'm Alex. I'm a producer. I mean, I don't have anything right now that I could really shout out. I mean, I have an Instagram. I mean, my Instagram is Alex__ultra75. I mean, that's kind of it. But besides that, I don't know. I just hope everybody has a good day, you know, or night, no matter, you know, depending on what time it is. Or I just hope everything's going okay for you.
Hey, me from the future. If you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you didn't, dislike it and tell me why in the comments. The Discord link will be in the description, and so will Alex Ultra's socials. Remember, spread love, or die trying.
Do I have your consent to post this online?
Fuck. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can.